The culture of Appalachia includes folklore about mysterious creatures and strange happenings within its twisted woods. But there are people, thousands of people, that spend most of their time outside, moving throughout the mountain range for months at a time every year. Thru-hikers. During my time on the AT, I did not encounter anything like the legends foretold. I thought, maybe this is just entertainment. Maybe this is just how people keep their kids from wandering off. Oh, how wrong I was. The following are stories from AT hikers who did encounter something out of the ordinary. Our first story is from someone I actually know in real life, Pub. I hiked with her on and off throughout the trail, crossed paths with her a few times, and I never heard this story until now. She said, I was lifted off my feet, pack and all, on my through hike in 23. I yelled, thought it was someone I met along the way. Nope, nobody around at all. It was a foggy, wet climb and a wild experience I will never forget. Josh said, I had something pull me back from a ledge while I was sleeping. Woke up about 6 feet away. Faces in the puddles of boulders, orbs of angelic-looking beings. A lot of should-have-been bads, but somehow got saved by whatever intervened. At the Serpent and Acadian Lee Line intersection, magic happened. Somehow got the Far Out app for free. Learned that it's called trail magic. And it does provide if your mind is pure. Dexter said he heard of a Sasquatch sighting at Blood Mountain. He said, I didn't personally see it, but a good friend of mine that I have great respect for said that he was in a very remote portion of the mountain. He said that he woke up and some sort of creature was staring him in the face. James has a bit of a long story, but he says this is the short version. 1990. A hostel that was a basement in an old house with a toilet on a concrete slab. Huge thunderstorm. In the midst of it, 3 of us, my ex, our golden retriever, hearing noises, really creepy noises. Moaning, scraping, rattling, coming from the basement walls. The dog was doing that his master's voice thing and quietly staring at the basement walls. My ex and I are both solid scientists, skeptical to the core. We had to ask ourselves out loud, are you hearing what I'm hearing? It was so ridiculously clear to this day, I thought someone had planted a speaker somewhere. This is long before wireless. It went on for about 15 minutes. The noises died down after the storm ended. We went upstairs to speak to the building owner, an old woman in her 80s. I asked her about any odd noises in her house. She brushed it off by telling us that the house used to be a bar called the Bloody Bucket that served the coal miners in the 1920s. Evidently, lots of them never saw tomorrow. The next morning, we investigated the rest of the basement, looking for a speaker or anything unusual. Only a soil foundation. I returned to Bastion, this is Bastion, Virginia, years later, and a highway expansion demolished the whole area. This next story comes from John, who said he saw a snarly yow. South Mountain in Maryland, near Reno Monument. I was hiking late night in the fall on my way to Dahlgren Backpackers Camp. Many super crunchy leaves underfoot. It was a clear night with substantial moonlight, making it easy to see. After a while, I heard another set of crunching in the leaves ahead of me in the woods. It appeared to be following me, moving when I moved and stopping as I did. As I approached the monument clearing, I could see the dark figure of a large dog standing in the path ahead of me. I yelled at it to shoo away, and it just stood still. Eventually, it looked back at me, and I could see its glowing eyes. Weird stuff. As I approached, it ran off trail, but without crunching. I didn't see it again. This next story comes from Shelley, who says, I had a dream after my mother died on October 30th, 2020, that she came to me and showed me where she wanted to be buried. A vault outside a big white house, presumably the dream honeymoon she never got in real life. I've been trying to draw the image, watercolor, and then find it. I recently drove with my father through Damascus, Tennessee, and Biola, out of nowhere, was the image of that house, complete with a gazebo. She says, if you were me, how would you follow up on that? Our next story comes from someone else I've met in real life, Kara. We know each other through YouTube. We met last year when she was a trail runner. She said, running down Hawk Mountain in a hailstorm, my dad and I passed some locals who told us beware of haints because they come out in weather like that. She says in parentheses, never saw a haint. Last year in Tennessee, I was hiking with my dog where some kind of furry creature came barreling out of the woods, charging directly towards us. It almost hit us, and I barely had a chance to scream, but when I did, it reversed course and bounded off. I'm guessing it was a deer, but it was literally just a blur. It was the color and fluff of a golden retriever, but big like a deer. Lastly, we have some wisdom from Charles, who tells us the Appalachian spirits will only abduct or interact with interesting people. So if you haven't had one of these interventions, then just move along with your boring, happy self. Happy Halloween, y'all. Have a good one out there.